why is there a need to call India Bharat when for over 7 decades we've called it India?
See, India has been called Bharat for the last 5,000 years. You know, one of the greatest archeologists and epigraphists, internationally known, Iravatham Mahadevan, he said the word Bharat is found in the Indus Valley seals. And it is in the Bhagavata Purana, it is in Mahabharata, it is in 18 Puranas. It is not only that the name of Bharat as Bharata varsha is mentioned, it also says what are the boundaries of it, and it defines the people as Bharatiya, and what is the change in it. That is why the constitution adopted the word Bharat. At that time, the world knew us as India, and to have introduced Bharat would have been a difficult task given the communications those days. Now communication is so easy, so we are only doing what traditionally this country is known to be. And I don't want to get into politics. I think this is the correct decision. Whichever party has taken this decision has taken the correct decision.
Explain to us why Bharat, and why would you not prefer, say, Hindustan?
You see, Hindustan is not a term which occurs in the traditional literature of India. It is Bharat. It is Bharatiya. And it has its own emotional connect with the past. Hindustan is a term which came during the freedom movement and when Pakistan was being thought of. So Hindustan actually denotes, in my view, recalls the partition period. I don't think we should be going for Hindustan. And that is not the intention of the constitution makers also. It is not that we are naming a country or we are renaming a country. We are actually recalling the name by which we were known and which the constitution itself has recognized.
Now, Article 1 of the Constitution of India says, India, that is Bharat. It could be argued that the two are interchangeable, and yet the framers of our constitution decided to put the word India in popular use. How? For example, the rest of our constitution says, will be known as Chief Justice of India, will be known as the President of India. They could easily have also said President of Bharat or Chief Justice of Bharat. Why change it now? Wouldn't the framers of our constitution had done it in 47 itself?
See, as I said, that at that time we were known as India throughout the world. This name was an intervention which came because of travelers, because of commerce, because of colonization. You know, India is an intervention. So, by that name we were known. In 1947 or 1952, 51, 52, to change the name of a country and to announce to the whole world, it would have been a Herculean task. That is why, in my view, India was continued. It is not that India was necessary as a cultural proposition or as recalling the past. India does not make us recall the past. It does not root us in 5,000-year history.
What exactly is the emotional
the right
connect
name is
with
Bharat. That is why the constitution of...
What is this emotional connect with Bharat, or emotional imagery that you say the word Bharat resurrects for people? Could you elaborate on that?
That is why I'm saying, I started saying that the word Bharat is rooted in the Indus Valley civilization. That is what Iravatham Mahadevan says. He is probably the greatest authority on this subject. He is not alive. And he has said that the Indus Valley seal represents Bharat. And he has explained it in great detail. And our civilization starts from there. And all the Puranas, whether the Purana happened or not, whether Mahabharata happened or not is irrelevant. But for it existed 2000 years back. And it described not just the name of the country, it also defined the boundaries. And it also called the people Bharatiyas. Is it not emotional connect? No other country in the world has a 2000-year literature which defines the geography and the people and connect them together by a name.
Do you think that Bharat and
is
India
what the
can
Constitution
coexist?
recognized. If this was not so,
Sorry, go on.
it can coexist, nothing wrong about it, but it does not mean that to call us by the name Bharatiya is wrong. Now the idea is to say it is wrong. It is not wrong. Whether India should be there or not is a matter. The Constitution can be amended tomorrow to say we will be Bharat. The Peking name was changed into Beijing. Many countries have changed their name. Most of the African nations have changed their name. They didn't have the name given by the British. So we must understand that as a nation becomes civilizationally more and more conscious, as it moves away from the colonial impact, it realizes itself. And it is not something new in India. As I told you, it is in the Constitution itself.
Very popularly, it was said that there is a huge gap between India and Bharat, where India was taken to be the more modern part of our country and Bharat was the more rural or, the more ethnic, what has been left behind. Is this an effort to try and get rid of that dichotomy as well?
No, it is actually the idea of modern and the backward people is the Western anthropological modernity which was applied to divide India. You see, we were one nation. For example, take for instance the people in the hills and forests. Nowhere in the world you have forest people and plains people having the same literature. The tribal people names are in Ramayana. Instead of bringing this integration together, the colonization, which is based on anthropology of modernity, began saying these are different, they are the other people. So like that, Bharat is the other people and India is the mainline people. How a nation can psychologically divide itself. I never meant India that way, but that is how India was meant by people who called themselves modern. I never meant that way actually.
Speaking of the whole idea of dividing India, your state has been in the news a lot over the last 3 days, with Udaynidhi Stalin saying that Sanatan should be eradicated. Those who are defending this comment are saying this is a kind of politics in Tamil Nadu that people in the north will never understand, where Sanatan doesn't stand for any community or religion, it stands for the evils of Hinduism like casteism, chua-chut, not allowing the lower caste to integrate with the upper caste. How do you respond to this argument that this is a basic political difference that people in the north are unable to grasp?
Actually, people in the south also don't understand it. I don't want to take the name of the person who has spoken about this because he doesn't know this subject. His grandfather knew the subject. I will proceed from his grandfather. The three great Sanatana Dharma Acharyas are Shankara, Ramanuja and Madhvacharya. All three emanated from the Dravidian land. That is the first point. The second point is the Ramanujacharya was celebrated by Karunanidhi as a person who fought against caste, and he wrote his entire biography as a serial and put out that serial in his own television. How do people say that Sanatana Dharma is for caste? Sanatana Dharma has nothing to do with caste. It's a philosophy. It says the whole universe is one. It is not just humans. It is animals. It is inanimate things. It is rivers, waters. Everything is manifestation of the divine. Where is caste in this? And if you are talking about Varna Dharma, then Varna Dharma, you can say there is some basis for caste in it. Varna Dharma and Sanatana Dharma are not one and the same. If that is so, I will tell where the DMK will find it difficult to define, because Tolkapiyam, which is the earliest Tamil literature, speaks of division of the society into 4 Varnas. As Brahmins, as kings, as businessmen, and as farmers. It says this is how the society is divided. That is why E.V. Ramaswamy Nayakar said that the entire Tamil literature is a Brahmin literature. Does anybody know in the DMK now? They don't know anything about Tamil literature. That is why E.V. Ramaswamy Nayakar said the entire Tamil literature should be thrown overboard. And he said Tamil is a barbaric language. Tamil poets are barbaric people. And he went to the extent of saying Tirukkural, which is celebrated by the whole world, is a human waste kept on a silver plate. And these people swear by E.V. Ramaswamy Nayakar. It's a joke.
But in the current context, the argument is there have been several ills. That is the reason why the DMK decides to call themselves atheists, because they are militating against the bad practice. So Sanatan Dharma was being used as a large blanket term for Varna Dharma. Essentially, that's the argument.
You see, let them say so. Let them say so. Sanatana Dharma is Varna Dharma. And then why Karunanidhi then celebrated Ramanujacharya also, let them explain. You see, none of these people have read anything. The last literate person in DMK was Karunanidhi only. There was no other. The DMK doesn't have many literate people today, at least at the leadership position. He knew what it is. And in spite of the fact, Tolkapiyam mentioned about Varna Dharma. And E.V. Ramaswamy Nayakar called Tolkapiyam as a creation of Brahmins. Karunanidhi wrote about Tolkapiya Punga, the garden of Tolkapiyam. Does the DMK know this today? So how can you say the DMK is anti-Tamil literature, anti-Tamil texts, anti-Tamil scholars, anti-Ramanujacharya, who was the greatest exponent of Sanatana Dharma? Where are they saying this? You know, the person who said this is a self-proclaimed Christian. I don't even want to mention his name. And he spoke as a Christian, not as a DMK man. How many DMK people will speak like this? And he spoke not in a DMK conference. He spoke in a DK conference. I challenge the DMK to speak this in a DMK conference. The DMK people themselves will disown it. It's completely wrong to associate the DMK with this. This is the DK policy. The DK policy was to deride Tamil people, Tamil literature, Tamil past. This is all there on record. We need not have to even search for records. You can Google and get it.
So the counter to this always is, sir, that this
DK
has
and
been,
DMK are two different things.
so the counter to that offered will be that this is what people in Tamil Nadu believe, approve of and vote for. However much anyone sitting in Uttar Pradesh, Delhi and Bihar and Madhya Pradesh may outrage about it. People in Tamil Nadu like it.
No, then the DMK should have been in power from 1967. It was thrown out by M.G. Ramachandran and Jayalalitha, who believed openly in Sanatana Dharma. They went and sat at the feet of Shankaracharyas. So they ruled Tamil Nadu more than the DMK. How do you say Tamil Nadu accepted the DMK as a political party is different from DMK's past political ideology. That ideology doesn't exist anymore. You know, these people said, when will the time come when we can mortar attack the Nataraja of Chidambaram and the Srirangam temples? They are going and worshipping in those temples. Where is the ideology left?
Thanks very much, Mr. Gurumurthy.
It's a fake thing to say that Tamil Nadu accepts this.
At least that's the political narrative. How much people of Tamil Nadu or the people of Bharat are going to accept it, we'll be keeping a close watch. Mr. Gurumurthy, pleasure as always speaking to you. Thanks very much.